went over 100.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Chowdhury, tuning in from San Antonio, Texas. What time is it, man? You look at my phone.
7:59.
7:59 says my friend Faris. Faris means, what does it mean, man?
The guy who rides the horse.
Like the night?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
night, like that.
That's like the night in Arabic, like Faris, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like. All right, folks, just give me a second here, or like a few seconds, maybe a minute. I'm just gonna share this. It's not gonna be too long, being too busy, so we're gonna probably talk for like 50 minutes, and the subject going to be, where to find some sort of good data and present it to your prospect or client. Hello, Faris. Faris. What? Pull the day off. What is this? What are you saying? Let me share this real quick. Share my page. So this is a very excellent question from Lauren regarding the data or data presentation. So when you do a specific project, let's say for whether it's a web development or digital marketing, what kind of data that you can present, that can focus on lead generation and conversion, right? Because different data has a different aspect. Like the analytics has a different information that you can present, which is the visitors of the website, how many times they spend on the website. Hey, Nia, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. And for specific tool gives you specific information. SEO tool is the same thing, right? Social media analytical tool gives you the same thing, right? So it depends on the type of the project. Initially, there's something called benchmark or market research to understand, like in a specific niche, for example, or in a specific industry, what kind of information you can present it to a prospect. So there are a couple of tools you can utilize, right? I mean, if you do things the traditional way, like like the going to the Google and doing the search and spending more time, and like the old school way of doing things, it's gonna be a little bit time consuming. So your second option is, if you're in business, you do have to invest in some of these what you call it, premium, non-free services that can provide you more information about specific demographic or specific industry. Okay, so some of the tools that I recommend when it comes to, like, let's say about what's going on. Hey, what is digital markets nowadays? Is it social media coverage and statistics? Excellent question. The thing with digital marketing encompasses everything that falls within the internet. So that could be webs, it could be apps, it could be social media channels. There is online advertising like the Google and the Bing and the social media ads. There are organic ways of doing things like the search engine optimization, and also the organic content posting on the social channels. You also have email marketing, you have content marketing, you have landing pages, you have conversions, data science. So all these are part of the digital marketing, and there's no favoritism. We cannot say, oh, social media is the only one, or the voice search right now is the only one, or they're all kind of interconnected, and they all play a great role in order for the businesses to basically reach the potential audience and customers for conversion and generations, and buying the product and services and whatnot. So they're all important. Make sense? Not just one area. In fact, some folks, of course, in the business might focus only in providing Facebook ad services. But what happens if Facebook decide to one day like change that and they take it over and they do by themselves? Then what are you gonna do, right? So that's why the beautiful thing about digital marketing, it actually covers so many areas and they're all important. And some of them might be less or more. But the cool thing about it too, you can be like a nomad and just typically work from anywhere, right? So when it comes to some of the information, some of the data, I recommend like Statista.com that can give you some graphics about specific brand, specific industry, whether it's a retail or e-commerce, or what's happening to social, what's happening in the trend, and give you some information about that. You can also check out Social Bakers, because Social Bakers basically they specialize in some statistics only for the social media channels, like what's popular in Facebook, what's popular in Twitter, which industry, which brand are actually doing very well, right? Another site called SimilarWeb. SimilarWeb basically it's a combination of like a SEO tool and also a little bit of audience understanding. So you can put any competitor's website, and SimilarWeb will basically tell you how it looks like, who, or you can compare it with other sites, and they give you some information like traffic and search terms and what's popular. So these are the information that can that you can kind of compile it together and pick the one most important based on what you want to do. So for example, if I want to redesign the website, I can look at the Google Analytics, and if they have a third-party tools like a Crazy Egg or Hotjar or Lucky Orange, those data in terms of top pages, where the visitors are coming from, is it from mobile, is it from desktop, those information can give me some idea. So when I go back to redesign it, we'll do it based on this data, right? Same thing with the search. How many traffic you're getting or how many traffic you're not getting, what are the most popular key phrases, and I can use this data information and start optimizing the site. And we're talking about an existing site, right? Hey Rana, thank you for tuning in. How are you? So let me show you some of these sites right here. You might be interested. Let me share this. Let's see. Excuse me. And if you all have any more questions, feel free. Okay, there was a question. What technical skills do you need to have in that field? Do you have to code or know how to code? That's another excellent question. Well, in digital marketing, in most cases, you might not. I mean, it's good to know coding. To be honest, if you're a coder or programmer, man, you're like a gold mine, because you can build stuff. If you're especially like a app developer, you can make games and utilities and start selling those. If you're a web developer, you can make templates and plugins and sell them, even if you don't need customers. So you can make money different ways. But in digital marketing, I myself am not a coder, I'm not a programmer. But in digital marketing, it depends if you want to study all the digital marketing field or you want to specialize in specific areas. Most of them does not require coding because it's mostly like, what do you call it? Understanding the audience, the market, what they search for, and how to optimize it. It doesn't require a lot of coding. I mean, the only one that requires some sort of coding, or if you know a little bit of HTML, is the search engine optimization. If you want to implement the technical SEO, you need to know what is a schema tag, meta tag, alternative text, no follow tags, follow tags, index. Some of this coding, just a little bit that you need to know if you want to get involved with the technical SEO. But in general, you don't have to be a coder unless if you are a programmer or a developer who wants to add that type of service within the digital marketing. Hope that makes sense. How should you present your data to your clients? Well, like I said, you're going to present it, keep it simple, and be objective. Like, for example, like, why are you presenting this? So, for example, when we're talking about redesigning a website, right? First thing, we look at the data, what's working, what's not working, which pages are good, which are not. And based on this information, we'll come up with the plan. We're going to redesign it. We're going to make sure that these pages are existing here. This one's going to be taken out because nobody's looking at it. So that's how you present it. You can present it in a PDF format. You can present it in a Word document. There's no set format. There's no like a formula that you have to present it in this exact way. It's all about what is the problem, what is the data, and what is the solution for that data. Makes sense? So for the SEO, it's the same thing. If you take the example of the SEO, let's do that. So for the search engine, you run an SEO audit. So basically, you run an on-page audit to show them the issues that are missing on the website. That's number one. Number two, you can use another search engine optimization tools like SEMrush or Ahrefs to show them how many backlinks they're getting, how many broken links they have, what areas they're missing to focus on. Then you basically present that in a PDF or Excel sheet format to explain to them you have issues, right? You have problems. And these problems can be resolved, and by resolving these issues, it will improve the health of the website. It will improve in terms of getting more traffic. It will improve to, to increase your bottom line, for example. And that is just on the on page. Then after that, you can explain to them, okay, now we have an ongoing process on a month-to-month basis that requires these tasks, right? But initially, we do like in my company, for example, we analyze the site. We send them on page. We request if the company was there for quite some time. We ask them to give us like access to the Google Search Console and Google Analytics, so we can give them more data. The data from the Google Analytics will be like, how many hits they get, how many monthly traffic, where the traffic is coming from, mobile devices, desktop, what are the traffic sources, organic, refer, ads, social, what are those social, right? What are the top pages, how the visitors are behaving when they come to the website, which pages they exit, what's the bounce rate. So basically, analytics itself has so many information. You don't have to take all of it. Just take the most important one that you can explain to them that these are the important parts and it needs to be resolved. Makes sense? And that's how you present it. Wa alaikum salam, Sister Fatima. How are you doing? Okay. So does that answer your question, Lauren? So basically, that's for SEO. That's how you present it. Okay. You can use WooRank.com to have like a nice PDF that shows you all the missing part and an explanation what needs to be done. If you do local listing, then you have to use SEMrush has a feature for local listing. Analysis, or you can use moz.com/local. Then of course Google Analytics and the Search Console, they can also give you a lot of information. Compile them nicely, with an objective. Here are the problems, and here's the solution, and that's how we're gonna do it. That's it. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It's up to you how you want to put it out there too. You can present it any way you want, but the idea is what? I'm presenting the issues and the solution, and when can we get started? I'm good, alhamdulillah. How about you? Alhamdulillah, I'm always good. Okay, sometimes I feel like I'm telling them things that they already know, or am I giving people too much credit? The thing is, if you are telling them what they know, you're not presenting it from that perspective. You're presenting it, look, I just run the research, I run the analysis. This is what's going on, right? Take a look at it. And you'll be surprised. A lot of them actually will be like impressed. Especially, not just the WooRank. If you use like a, the SEO Quake. You can even show them live. If you impress them more, you can have it, the system set up on your laptop, the WooRank, the SEO Quake, the SEMrush, and you can just do it live even. That's even more impressive because you're showing them, look, I'm using this tool, this is what's missing, like in real time. I'm going to SEMrush and SEMrush giving me all this information. That's even more like, wow, this is like a lot of stuff, right? But again, you can pick the most important one, download it, PDF, or even in the email explaining, so you have to simplify it, right? You have to simplify it. So that's why I tell people, like, there's no like, oh, it has to be certain way, certain format and aesthetic and the look and the design. No, they don't care about this stuff. They care about the information, the critical information on how you can fix it. Okay. So let's see here. So the tool that I was talking about, let's say Statista, which is actually not free. It's like you have to pay like $39 upfront for the whole year. This is my business partner that using it. Another one is called the Social Baker right here. This is mostly for social media channels. If you go, they have some free tools right here. You can utilize it. But right here, Facebook status, Twitter status, YouTube, industry platform benchmarks, social media reports. Some of them are like, you can look in this information if you want to, like for Lauren, if she wants to get into specific industry, she can get this information like when you talk to the prospect, because they need to know what's happened to the market, right? Like right now, we're helping a college, doing some consulting for college for free tuition, 2-year free tuition for in-state people that are going to sign up for a semester. So they were going through some challenges, and we want to understand how do the demographic behave in the U.S. when it comes to like free tuition. So I went to Statista, found some data, and now we can present that. You know, we can get some idea. You know what I mean? So Statista is one. They cover so many variety of topics, not just marketing. They cover everything from consumer, internet, media, retail, sports, technology, transportation, travel, and whatnot. Okay, very good stuff. And most of the stuff is very simplified in infographic format. Uh, so it doesn't really put lot of detail, just like a one or two chart, and that's about it. This is the one called Similar Web. This one here, I mean, you can see, you can look at your competitor and see how they look like similar to other site. This will also give you some information about like an overview about the traffic, about what's popular. So these are the three sites that I kind of advise you to kind of check it out and see if it's going to help you, right? But this is not for like SEO data. This is more like a benchmark. This is more like a market research about the demographic, about the industry, what's happening. Like when the lockdown started, I think the average people that spend time online watching movies was like 8 hours, right? No wonder nobody wants to learn and pay attention to anything else. Stuff like that, based on the season, based on the situation. So this is very, very important because even when you do digital marketing, right, you have to be data driven. You have to really focus on the data science. You have to focus on data from different angles, from web, from search, from social, from ads, from analytics to conversion to leads and everything. Because everything has to be based on data, because data can guide you. Without it, it's just dreaming and wishing and feeling. That doesn't work in business, right? So these are the three tools. Check them out. Okay. Let's see. So anybody else has any more questions about today's subject on data? I'm sorry, I had to present the data. Hopefully this was beneficial. I was kind of a little bit late today, but no problemo. So anyway, today we're gonna keep it short. It's kind of late. Let's see. Ain't that the truth? So I gotta go do some other stuff. Gotta help under a client, and we're gonna hang out, right? You're gonna hang out. We're gonna do some stuff tonight, yeah. Right? We're gonna hang out, right? Gotta call the guys, man. Gotta go to the Sultan and start, huh? Of course I'm live, man. I don't care. Who cares? That's how we do it, man. We chill. We chill all the time. Before, during, and after. I find that my niche market has little stats on it. Any suggestion in that situation? Or I can look into it and see if I think you sent me. Did you remember when you sent me that stuff from the demo? Man, that stuff was really, really good. That stuff like has a lot of things in it. But for your niche, I can go to the three. Statista and Social Baker. Maybe do a search and see if there's any information there. When are you doing another live? Usually I used to do live every day from Monday to Friday at 6 p.m. But if you don't see me at 6 p.m., it might be 6:30, 7:30, or 8, right? It depends because lately I've been very busy. So, but I do my best to be here almost every day from Monday to Friday. I want to try the Google Analytics, and I will have more questions. Yes, let's do this tomorrow then. Let's talk about Google Analytics tomorrow. Get your questions ready. Write down tons of questions about Google Analytics, and let's cover that subject tomorrow. Hopefully like around 7, okay, 7 p.m. Central Time. So let's talk about, actually, hey, what time is that New Braunfels thing? What time? I'm going to head out.
Tomorrow, I have to be there at 3:20.
So in the morning, right? We're going to do like around noon? Like at 2 o'clock, okay. All right. Yeah, so probably around 7, when I come back. If not, it could be 8 because I'm going to be out of town doing some stuff. Crazy stuff, right? So that's the thing. Let's talk about analytics tomorrow in terms of like what section of the analytics you need for beginners to look at, and understand the terms and how to read it, and how to understand the metrics works on analytics, because the system in Google Search Console is not the same thing like the analytics, but both are important anyway. Can we do a Google Analytics case study? Sure. I mean, do you have any particular client that you want me to look at? I think you know who he is, right? So we can do that. We can do a comparison, or I can show you some of my. The thing is, I have to get a permission, but let's see. So let me know. Tons, thanks. See you there. We'll keep my eyes on my Facebook. Yes. And if you all enjoyed from this live streaming, feel free to share it with others. I would highly appreciate it, or tag them and invite them. That'd be good. Okay. All right. It is 8:20 Central Time PM. I don't see any more questions. Let me wait 1 more minute. And after that, I will bounce. Yeah, I'm just staring at the screen. Like, okay, looks like no question. All right, then I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to tab replay if you watch it as a replay, and y'all have a good evening. Bye bye for now.